someone is right for you, you will feel at peace, or just know, well, this can be no more wrong than it is for survivors of relationship abuse. Here are 4 trauma responses that survivors commonly experience in healthy and secure relationships from a licensed therapist and certified trauma professional. And at the end, I'm going to explain why and tie it all together. First, whenever there's an issue that requires self-advocacy, it's common for survivors to experience overwhelming emotional flashbacks of fear or shame, as well as intrusive thoughts to run away, due to the belief that needs cannot be met within a relationship. Second, when there's conflict, it's common for survivors to instantly blame themselves, shut down, and even cry uncontrollably, with the belief that they'll surely be abandoned. Third, when a partner shares their love, either verbally or through acts of service, it's common for a survivor to have so much hypervigilance for potential love bombing that they become suspicious, even paranoid for signs of the old bait and switch. Fourth, during physical intimacy, it's common to freeze or shut down completely, oftentimes unable to communicate what's going on for them because even they don't know it yet at the time. After being hurt or abused in a relationship, many people would like to think that they can fully heal alone because it feels safer, but realistically, many of the triggers won't even fully show themselves until someone enters another relationship. So just remember that not everyone's life can be summed up in some clever pop psychology quote, and this is especially true for survivors of relationship abuse. So if this is the case for you, remember you're not broken. You're identifying what can be healed.
Take something from me. Go on ahead.
Yeah. If you can take him from me, then he's yours.
Forever. Keep him. Keep her. Keep all of them. Because I no longer care. Ever since I've reached a place in my life where I am okay with letting go of everything and everyone that is not for me, I have no qualms, questions, or concerns about anyone that's ready to go, or anyone that feels like they can come in and take something from me. Go on ahead. Do what you gotta do. I'ma be fine. I guess that's just not my soulmate. I guess that wasn't my friend. I guess this just wasn't the company that I was supposed to work for. Because what I'm not about to do is care. I'm not about to continue to care about somebody that didn't want to be there. And I'm certainly not about to go back and forth with somebody that thinks it's a flex to intentionally go after something that belongs to someone else, or that they think someone else has ownership of, simply because they don't want that person to have it. What I no longer do is argue. And if you and that thing or this person that you want to take from me don't want to leave quietly, I'll go. Because Ollie, yeah, that's short for I'll leave. Bye. Because what I will do is pack, leave behind whatever I can, and get on with my life. That's not to say that I won't feel any way about it. That's not to say that I will not process it appropriately. That's to say, after you've been through a substantial amount of stuff, you recognize that life is not only short, it's hard, and it's full of various diseases caused by stress. And what I'm not about to do anymore is be stressed out over anything or anyone. My hairline has already been snatched. My health has already been in question. I have already lost copious amounts of money, time, and opportunities. Worrying about holding on to something and someone else that was never supposed to be there in the first place. Nope, no more. Take him. Take her. Take all of them. Y'all go and live this wonderful life together that you think you're going to have. I do not care whether it works out or not. It's none of my business anymore. Do you want me to mail you his stuff? Let her know I'm not coming to her baby shower, and let them know that I have changed my number. Because once you leave, access will never be granted again. And remember, what you wanted to take from somebody else so bad may become your next problem. Everyone's always in competition with each other, but no one's tending to themselves. Like, when are you going to work on your own issues? So busy trying to take somebody else's man, somebody else's woman, somebody else's hopes and dreams, but you were literally crying and drinking yourself to sleep last night. Like, make it make sense. Because what I'm going to do is get on with my life, and it's going to be a good one. In fact, it is a good one, because letting go of things and people that do not serve you, that's the real key to life, honestly. And quite frankly, I feel like it's the key to success. And it's a key that you could never take from me. And that makes people so mad. And see, when you've really come far along in life, you're smart enough to know that their anger has nothing to do with you. That's a them issue that was placed onto them by other people. And what I will not do is be a part of this cycle or perpetuate these problems. Good day.
That man show you he don't want to be with you. Let him loose. Do not text him. Do not call him. God did not tell you to pack a whole bag and set it by the door and wait for him to text you, tell you to come over. That's your coochie saying that. Don't do that. Let him loose with a man. Sure, you know when a man wants you. You're not dumb. Trust me. I know this come from your big sis. Maybe even your little sis. I don't know. You could be dumb at any age. I ain't been dumb in 10 years. But I'm not too far removed from dumb to where I don't know what dumb people be thinking. Child, these are blue cheese olives. They're good. Child, let that man go. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna become hyper fixated on yourself. You're gonna become obsessed with yourself. You're gonna start going to the gym, worry about your skincare, your hair care, worry about you. Trust me, I know. He gonna text you. He gonna catch you because he has needs, and you ain't gonna go. You ain't gonna respond. You ain't gonna entertain it. I'm telling you, I'm begging you, I'm pleading with your ass. Do not text him back. Do not entertain.
Confused. So when I was in my abusive relationship, my ex would do this like talking in circles thing, and my brain had already shut down. Like I was dissociating, basically just holding my breath and waiting for the lecture to be over. Which, by the way, if someone is lecturing you, no, that's a different topic. So anyway, sometimes in the middle of this lecture, I would start getting upset or crying or whatever. He would stop what he was saying and be like, what have I even said to you that was so awful? Like, why are you upset? Stop being such a baby. And I, in my head, knew that I should be upset about what he was saying to me, but I couldn't physically remember what he was saying. Like the lecture was so twisted and plus being spaced out. And then he would get pissed all over again because I'm not paying attention and he's not worth my time and I'm disrespecting him by not acknowledging what he has to say to me. So it makes you feel confused and a little bit crazy because you're like, am I even here right now? Like what is happening to my head? And also gives the abuser another reason to be upset with you and lecture you about what a shitty person you are. God. In case you didn't know, this is abuse. Do not stay in that relationship. And I know, like, easier said than done. I can't just tell you to get out and it magically happen. But if you're on the fence and questioning whether or not this is okay, it is not. Another human being should not be lecturing you for hours at a time about how horrible you are. If you're so horrible, why do they keep you around? I'll tell you why. Because they feed off of your insecurities that they are pushing on you, making you feel small and insignificant and just downright miserable. They use this confusion to keep you there because you think maybe you really are fucked up in the head and maybe, they're right and it's not that bad and they're just trying to lecture you to help you become a better person. And it all sounds so ridiculous now, but when I was in the middle of it, he had me believing I deserved it. I needed to be a better person and he was just trying to help me get there by screaming in my face about how horrible I am and the things I need to change. Like, what? Do not let them fool you. They're doing this on purpose. It's manipulation. Purely evil, disgusting trick to keep you trapped so that they can keep mistreating you. It's such a terrible cycle. So if you are in this situation and you don't know what to do next, like how to get out or how to even start separating yourself from the abuse, feel free to reach out. I'm not a licensed anything. I've just been there and I know how hard it is to get validation when the abuser is just beating down every part of you. And, at the end, you probably feel like you have nothing left. Like there's nothing you can do. You feel weak and powerless. And it's a really bad spot to be in. And I know I harp on the fact that I didn't realize it was abuse until a year later. Like, I'm not trying to be repetitive, but if this is the first video of mine that you're seeing, I want you to know that it's not that easy to point out because of the manipulation and the gaslighting, and it's just a whirlwind of confusion. And I speak so passionately about it because I know there are tons of people out there who are probably going through some of the things that I've been through, and it just kills me to think that they're probably also isolated and confused and just in so much pain. And they don't even realize how much better life could be if you're with someone who actually cares about you, or, you know, just being by yourself, being that person that cares about you. Being in that situation really makes you feel completely alone. No matter how many people you're surrounded by that you think might support you and love you, the abuser takes all of that away from you. If you need a safe space to just get your mind straight and gain some reassurance, feel free to reach out. I don't have a business around this or anything, which may not be fair to actual therapists who deal with this kind of thing, but maybe just a quick validation will help you understand that it is abuse and you need to get out, or you need to go to an actual therapist. You know, some people don't have the money or the freedom to be able to do that because the abuser, once again, controls everything.
I just want a man who just wakes up and says, "What you doing today? You got plans tonight? All right. Well, I would love for you to accompany me in some dinner. I would love to take you out." What the so hard about that? I don't think we're understanding as a generation that we're not no little kids anymore. This is how linking up to just go do whatever is high school shit, college shit. Just let's go get this eat and let's just walk around. We are grown. Some people we know have babies. Some people we know are married. Some people have their own place. Some people are doing big things. We are on our way to our 30s. We are nearing 25. And y'all just like, "Oh, you smoke? Oh, what you want to do? Oh, can you pull up?" That's not dating. Y'all not kids. You're a grown man.
This is why you cannot go no contact with that narcissist. This is what's stopping you from going no contact. And just as a reminder, no contact is not only blocking them, not responding to them, not reaching out to them, not texting them, not emailing them, not calling them. It's also not looking at their social media, not peeking. Okay, so when you were spending time with that narcissist, your body got used to being with them. It got used to this pattern of abuse and soothe. So they could be hurting you, they could be making you feel really good, and then hurting you again and making you feel really good. And it was a push and pull pattern, and you created this connection, you created this pattern that you got used to and became familiar with. That pattern became a bond. For some of us, it's a trauma bond. So now you've been discarded, or you discarded them, and you're no longer with them. You're no longer in this pattern. You're no longer in this cycle. There's no more abuse and soothe. This unfamiliar territory is really uncomfortable because you are missing that connection. So now you're going through withdrawals. You are craving that connection. You're craving that familiarity. And so in order for us to soothe and quell our anxiety and discomfort, we go for a little hit. We check on their social media. We reach out to them and say some shit. We write paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs trying to get them to understand us. So maybe you see them post something. Maybe they actually respond to you. Maybe you respond back to them and you get a little bit of an exchange and you get a little bit of dopamine. You get a little bit of a high back. You get to soothe that discomfort, but it's short-lived. That high eventually wears off, and then you're back to needing that fix again. You're back to that addiction and withdrawal, and it just perpetuates, just like a cycle. So how do we stop this? What are we trying to avoid? We're trying to avoid the discomfort. We're trying to avoid the withdrawal, needing that little hit, needing that dopamine. That is what we're trying to avoid. The only way to stop this cycle and truly go no contact is we have to sit in that discomfort. We have to feel that emotion and sit in our shit and regulate. Now, that is a hard part because this is what we're trying to avoid. This is the hardest part of healing from this. But if you can sit in it and feel it to heal it, you will move through it. And our brain that wants us to be soothed by them and wants to get that little hit, it'll start to rewire to a new pattern. And then we will no longer be addicted to this toxic pattern. I'm not saying it's easy, but it is how we need to get through this. This is the only way for us to rebuild our pattern and rewire our brain so that we're no longer addicted to the narcissist. My name's Ro. I'm a narcissistic abuse survivor, and I'm a certified life and relationship coach. Follow me if I spoke to you today.
You cannot, it is impossible to break a trauma bond without these three things. Now, a trauma bond is one of the most psychologically challenging cycles we can be in. It can be high highs, low lows, and then it's often just consistent lows. The highs seem to disappear, but we still can't leave. It is feeling utterly stuck by a person that you know you wouldn't want any of your friends or family with that display those traits. It is desperately trying to believe the good in them, although the bad just keeps hitting you in the face. It is fighting the logic and the emotion, and every time you leave, it is like you are being dragged away from something that you know you need to be dragged away from, but yet you still want to be so close to. It's like drinking poison that you know is going to make you sick, but your brain is convincing you to drink the poison and that the sickness is not that bad. It is a cycle that is so very tough, but can be broken. And every single client I work with, we break it. But without these three things, it is impossible to do so. Number one, you have to learn how to let go of the empathy that you feel for them, because I know you feel it. Just because someone treats you badly doesn't mean all empathy and care leaves the building, which is highly annoying. Whenever you try and break that trauma bond, I know you feel bad for them. I know you relive things and blame yourselves for what they did. I know that you sit there and think about their childhood and the stories that they've told you about the tough things they've been through, and that's the reason they are the way they are. And you begin to excuse their behaviour with empathy. You begin putting them on a pedestal and blaming yourself. And this feels so strong that then you end up reaching out. You end up being there for the person that hurt you and going back to the person that's hurt you. And whenever you try and leave, that empathy will be like a tidal wave that drenches you, where you then feel so bad for your part to play that you just want to go and make it right. It's such panic. Now, once we teach you and we give you the map on why that empathy is there, what that looks like, and the keys to break this for your specific trauma bond, it is like creating a giant shield that when that emotional brain sends that tidal wave for you to go back and get that chemical hit, for you to go back to what's familiar, you put your shield up and it bounces off. And you only have to do that a few times, and then the brain's like, that technique doesn't work anymore, because that is what it is. It is a technique your brain uses to get you back in a situation where it enjoys the chemical highs and lows. Number two, we have to strengthen your logical brain. When you are going through a trauma bond, as I mentioned, it is logic versus emotion, and the emotion can be up to 800 times stronger. So if you do not have the tools and the manpower psychologically to strengthen that logical brain, then your emotional brain is going to keep winning, and you are going to keep ending up with this person and in this cycle, or worse, in this cycle again with someone else. We have to create cognitive training. We have to create reality training. We have to create new neural pathways. We have to create intentional thought patterns. We have to strengthen your logical brain. And I promise you, it is not as intense as it feels. But by strengthening that logical brain, you are then able to see things for what they are. You are then able to not be hurt by this person anymore. You are then able to sit there and go, do you know what? I am good without them. And even if they knocked on your front door tomorrow, begging you, promising you, pulling on that empathy heartstring, you would be able to say, thanks, but no thanks, and feel completely indifferent. Number three, we have to look at what your triggers are and what buttons this person pushes, and then we need to remove the buttons. I always say when you're going through a trauma bond, you feel addicted because it is the addictive cycle that the brain is using, and it is the same chemical that's triggered by certain drugs. So if we don't look at what buttons this person pushes and we can figure that out ourselves, this person's still going to be able to come in and push them. We have to remove the buttons. Otherwise, it's like suffering with alcoholism, sitting on the sofa every night and knowing there's a bottle of wine in the fridge. How long until you get up, open the fridge and drink it? We have to look at what buttons this person presses, why they were created, and then we have to remove them from the brain so that this person can no longer press them and no one else is going to come along and pull them out of the dusty attic and press them. And this leaves you feeling in control. This means the usual tricks this person uses don't work anymore. And this is when so many clients will have a reach out from their ex, or their ex will do something and they'll come on the phone and say, I feel nothing. I don't feel hurt by it. I don't feel sad by it. I expected it and I'm good. That's when you could see your ex walking along the street and feel nothing and not blame yourself and not rip yourself apart and just continue with your day. You cannot, it is impossible